Hello, everybody. Tired of the hypocrisy signing in again. I was just thinking about a couple of things. One of them being uh, demonic and supernatural goings on in the lives of Jehovah's Witnesses. And I'm pretty sure we've all heard kind of uh, the generalized horror stories that a lot of witnesses tell at gatherings or in the cars on our way to field service about the different demonic things that they've seen happen. And I don't know, it just seems to me that uh, they tend to have a lot of demonic activity, and I think a lot of it is tied to their superstitions, you know. The demons are everywhere, you know. And, excuse me. Sorry about that. The superstitious nature of a lot, and I mean a lot, of Jehovah's Witnesses is very prevalent in a lot of the people that I've known in my over 40 years association with the people in the Watchtower. You can have demons hiding in just about anything. I can remember local needs talks where an elder would march himself up to the platform and give a talk about not buying things at yard sales, garage sales, don't go to the swap meets, don't go to the flea market because the demons lurk everywhere. My father-in-law, God rest his soul, his second wife, the great pioneer, uh, was full of these kinds of stories. She gave an example of hearing a little ticking noise every time a demon was active in the house. And it turned out to be a clock, she said, that was just ticking. And I'm thinking, well, clocks tick, don't they? But she said that it was a very rhythmic ticking that didn't have anything to do with the inner workings of the clock. And I myself have had some experience with that when I was younger. I remember being held down in bed, not being able to move, not being able to call out for my folks, you know, just having a feeling of being menaced by something that I couldn't see, but I could definitely feel the weight of this thing on me, um, literally pressing the air out of my lungs, and just feeling like if I was just being hated and just despised and just wishing the worst things for me. And I don't know if I can attribute that, now that I think about it, to a semi-dream state, but at the time, and I still remember it now, it was very much as if I was awake. Um, I remember being told by elders to take certain posters down off the walls. I wasn't supposed to have certain records in my record collection. I couldn't have the Eagles because of Hotel California having some kind of demonic influence over it, and anything from Led Zeppelin was verboten. Um, you know, it's just amazing, you know, the depth that Satan has as far as control goes over everything in this world. And it always struck me as, well, if Jehovah God is the almighty, powerful God and protector of his people, why do they suffer so many attacks from Satan? And the canned response is, well, he doesn't want to serve Jehovah. And when I think about it, the name Jehovah is actually a Catholic, therefore pagan name, because a Catholic priest devised the name. And so if everything Catholic is pagan according to the witnesses, then the name Jehovah thus must be also pagan. Um, I can also remember I had a girlfriend who was worldly. She was a Catholic girl, and her and I had a very, very passionate relationship. Um, we were either deeply in love or deeply at each other's throats. I always think back if I actually almost married her on 3 different occasions, and I ran away right at the last minute each time, and I'm kind of glad I did, because I think if we had actually married or had a kid together or something, I'd still have her in my life now, or we would have killed each other. And we really were not compatible at all. We had totally different worldviews, we had totally different opinions on things, but the physical attraction was um, on par with anyone who has been deeply in love. But I mean, it was just she was a very violent and hateful person, and when she was angered, uh, she was just very violent with me. And I can pat myself on the back and say, well, I never slapped the hell out of her, I never beat her up or anything like that, but you know, I have a pretty good mouth on me, and I did let her have a few verbal barbs here and there. But she went by the house one day and put a book in our mailbox, and it was a book on black magic. And there was a little note that she had written on the inside cover that said, "Hey, tired of the hypocrisy. I'm going to use this to get even with you." And when my dad went to check the mail, it was there, and he came to me with it, and I said, "Well, that's just her carrying on the way she does." And we tried to burn the book, and it wouldn't catch fire. I had a I had converted the garage into my own room, and I had a wood burning stove, like a pellet burning stove, in my room there for heating in the winter. And we threw it in there. We soaked it in lighter fluid, and the thing just would not burn. I thought that was really weird. Um, my dad said a prayer, and then it burst into flames, and it was incinerated. It was I don't know. It just made me think, well, there may be some kind of backbone to the story, but it just bothers me that so many witnesses face so many demonic attacks, and when you think about it, you never hear about anything like demonic activity, poltergeist activity in the Bible with like St. John, St. Paul, St. Peter. You'd think that they would have written, well, the devil came into my room and he made the bed turn upside down or something, but none of that was written. They were attacked by government, but as far as, specific demonic attack, it seems to me that the Holy Spirit that dwells within a Christian is able to amply fend off such things, and if there's no Holy Spirit, then I think the devil would probably have free reign to do whatever he wants, especially if somebody belongs to him. And I think that, honestly, if a Jehovah's Witness is not a born-again Christian, I think that they probably are subject to the devil's attack, because I firmly believe that the Watchtower Society is in Satan's palm, and they're doing his bidding and not God's. I don't know if any of you would like to post responses to this video, maybe share some of your experiences with any kind of demonic or supernatural phenomena that you've experienced when you were out there in Watchtower land. I hope that you all have a really good weekend, and I speak the Lord's shalom over you, and wish you well. Until next time.